this thing work?
It's
So you
6:30,
can hear
and
me?
I'd like to call to order the Administrative Services Committee meeting for Monday, August 20th, 2018. Please call the roll.
Councilor Corradino.
Yes.
Councilor
Here.
DeMasi. Councilor Hill.
Here.
Councilor Tesserero.
Here.
Councilor Wilmot.
Here.
Can I have a motion to approve the minutes of the August 6th, 2018 committee meeting? Councilor Wilmot, Councilor Tesorerio.
Councilor Corradino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMasi. Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Tesserero.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Is there any old business to address at this meeting? Seeing none, moving right along to the first item for tonight. Nancy Stereo, Personnel Director, requests authorization for Mayor Barlow to sign an agreement with Oswego County for weights and measures services for the period of January 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2021. Nancy, would you like to speak?
I would. Initially, when we put this together, this is an annual thing that we had been doing because the city did away with their own weights and measures director several years ago, and we've contracted with the county for several years. And when I put this together, it was originally a one-year agreement. I called the county and said, is there any reason why we can't have this be a longer period of time? And they said, well, what do you want? And I said 3 years if possible, but I'll settle for 2. They agreed to the 3 years. They're holding the price for the 3 years. So this contract will go from January 1, 2019 to December 31, 2021. And the price will be the $12,000 per year.
All right, very good. Any questions from any of the councilors, from the public? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please? Councilor Hill, Councilor DeMasi.
Councilor Corradino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMasi. Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Tesserero.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Item number 2, the Engineering Department requests approval of change order number 2 for the general contract with John R. Dudley Construction for the West Side Wastewater Treatment Plant Leachate Unloading Station in the amount of $5,000. Is there anybody here that could speak to this? Seeing nobody from that department, I think we all received documentation that basically explains that there was
What are they doing?
miscellaneous additional work in the amount of $5,000 that was not required, so the contract was reduced by $5,000. Any other questions, comments? Can I have a motion? Councilor Hill, Councilor Tesorerio.
Councilor Corradino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMasi. Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Tesserero.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Okay. Next item. Susan Gentile, City Assessor, requests approval for travel to the 2018 New York State Assessors Association Conference training to be held in Binghamton, New York from Sunday, September 30th through Wednesday, October 3rd, 2018. Susan, would you like to expand on this?
This is simply my mandated continuing education credits. We have a conference every year, and this will satisfy those requirements.
Thank you.
Yep.
As all the councilors know, there was an attachment detailing the particulars of this request. Anybody have any questions? Anybody from the public? No? All right, can I have a motion? Councilor Wilmot, Councilor Tesorerio.
Sorry. Councilor, wrong one.
Sorry.
Councilor Corradino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMasi. Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Tesserero.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
At this time, I don't see anything else on the agenda. Any other items for this committee meeting? Seeing none, can I have a motion to adjourn? Councilor DeMasi, Councilor Hill.
Councilor Corradino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMasi. Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Tesserero.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Ask you, how much do you really care for the children that we have in our community? Do you care about what kind of a life they live?
As I mentioned earlier, this is not the venue for a public session.
It would be a good day to find out one way or the other. I am here for one reason. Unless the children are taken care of and brought back into the school, and God isn't brought back into the public schools, we are headed for damnation. We are headed for complete loss. Now, at the present time, this has always been God's country from day one, and it's our duty to preserve it, to make sure it doesn't become a cauldron of hell. And we can see how everything is heading. It is up to us to stop it every bit. The first thing is to instill the love of God, the protection of God, back into the public schools. The 10 Commandments should be taught to them. And it's going to take a lot of patience. It has got a lot of care, a lot of dedication to do this. Now, I wonder, how much do you really care about your children, your grandchildren? Do you all want to put prayer back into the public schools, or do you want to see it going the way it's going? I don't think these kids should be penalized by not being taught the love of God, because no one gets away with anything without God's help. And I hope you all realize it. I know a lot of you haven't been taught yourselves. So what I want to know is, are you all going to work to put prayer back in the public schools?
As I said, this is not the proper venue for this
You all want
discussion.
prayer back in the
If you
public
would like to
schools?
come back next week, when the mayor and the full council is here, I think that would be the appropriate thing to do. Come back next week for public session. It starts at 7:15.
Do you think that we can thrive much longer with the way, the downhill way we're all going? I don't want to leave this world knowing that nobody is doing anything to stop it. Now, you be the people who should, or have the power to stop it, by dedicating yourselves to this aim.
Ma'am, we're not allowed to talk about this tonight,
Yes.
okay?
So I will be back next week.
Yes,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you.
That would be the
Thank you.
correct thing to
We
do.
have to follow the policies and procedures in place.
Meanwhile,
Thank you very much.
follow my rules.
Okay, we'll see it next week, okay? Next week, we start at 7:15.
Read the poem I wrote when they took prayer out. 45
7:15 next week, okay?
Everything that I thought happened did happen.
We'll see you next week.
At this time, I'd like to call the Physical Services Committee meeting for August 20th, 2018 to order. Please call the roll.
Counselor Hill.
Here.
Counselor Wilmot.
Here.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Here.
Could I please have a motion to approve the minutes of the August 6th, 2018 committee meeting? Counselor Wilmot, Counselor DeMassey.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Is there any old business to come before this committee? Seeing none, we'll move on to new business. Under Communications, item number 1, the Engineering Department received a request from Christy Eck, owner of a single-family dwelling at 41 West Seneca Street, located in the First Ward, for use of public space, 96-foot, for a 4-foot-high wood Gothic cab fence between the sidewalk and property line fronting West Seneca Street. Councilor McBurney?
Yes, I spoke to Christy Eck, and it looks like a beautiful plan. I think it's going to do a lot to enrich the neighborhood, as they already have done a lot to enrich the neighborhood. So,
Thank you. Are there any questions on this request? Any questions from the public? All right, could I take a motion, please? Counselor Gozick, Counselor DeMassey.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Item number 2, the Special Events Committee received a request from B. Ray Perryman to organize a recovery addiction event in East Park for Saturday, September 8th, 2018. The event is requesting the use of a small portion of East Park from noon to 5 p.m. And I did receive an email from Ms. Perryman. This is a casual recovery-themed picnic event in East Park on Saturday, September 8th from 1 to 5 to commemorate National Recovery Month. She, along with local peer recovery advocate Scott McCausland, who works with Farnham Family Services, will identify and invite sober and in-recovery folks and other community stakeholders. All Oswego County residents and officials that support healthy, pro-social living and recovery and recovering people and families are absolutely welcome to attend. I would support this event. I think it's something that she believes very strongly in, and I would ask for the council's support on this. Are there any questions from the public? Okay, could I take a motion, please? Councilor DeMassey, Councilor Wilmot.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Councilor Gozick.
Yes.
And we need a resolution.
Yes, we'll get that from, that'll come from Justin Rudzik. Item number 3, the Community Development Office received a request from the Greater Oswego Fulton Chamber of Commerce regarding the CNY Pumpkin Festival to be held on September 29, 2018, and September 30th, 2018. The event is requesting the use of public space at East Park, as well as the road closure of East Oneida Street and the use of the bandstand. I understand Katie Toomey from the Chamber of Commerce is here.
Hi, everybody. We are basically doing the same format that we have in years past. It would start on Saturday morning with the Pumpkin Way Off. We'll have amusements, vendors, crafts, pumpkins galore. So not a heck of a lot new this year.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone have any questions from the public? I'll take a motion, please. Councilor Gozick and Councilor DeMassey.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Councilor Gozick.
Yes.
And we need a resolution.
Also from Justin Rudzik. Item number 4, Thomas Kells, Commissioner of Public Works and Parks and Recreation, received a request from Denise Constanza to donate a memorial bench to honor deceased members of the Oswego Lions Club. In the material, there was no location identified, but I did reach out to Ms. Constanza, and she indicated she'll work with the DPW and the Lions Club to pick an appropriate location. Any questions on this request? Councilor Goes.
Yeah, I'd put in a request, or not a request, but I called Mrs. Constanza today as well, and had solicited her maybe to put one in the new Kingsford Park. If you haven't noticed, I know there's nobody here representing the DPW tonight, but as it turns out, it's been quite a long time in the making, but our new park's been put together, thanks in large part the help of the Carpenters Union. Bob Wilmot helped out here. If you didn't notice, I just tore down the old park today, and we have one bench already slated to go there, and the school's parent-teacher organization and the principal, Mary Volkemer, have requested that we try to solicit benches for Kingsford. And I know Denise and her husband John own the old St. John's Church, where they have the CrossFit Center. So I'm hoping they might consider being one of the first memorial benches at the new Kingsford Park Playground that's tentatively slated to go in the middle of September. So, and anyone else in the public interested, Brightbeck's pretty full. They would like to get a few more benches over there because with the new park, it's hopefully going to be a little bigger, and they're looking perhaps to expand it the next couple of years. So they could definitely use some more seats for parents to sit on. As of right now, we only have one. Just throwing that out there.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Councilor?
Yeah, I would like to add on what John said. Is I'm currently pressing the same thing for Oak Hill Park and Hamilton Park because those parks have very limited seating also. So people that are requesting benches in my ward, I'm throwing that out to them because they're desperately needed, and they would fit so well. So, you know, Brightbeck is full. I mean, I know they opened up some more area down there, but, you know, and everybody likes to be near the water, but those parks are beautiful, and, you know, if people live in that area, it'd be a nice testimony to the parks. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, could I take a motion, please? Councilor DeMassey, Councilor Gozick.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Councilor Gozick.
Yes.
Item number 5, Thomas Kells, Commissioner of Public Works and Parks and Recreation, received a request from Tanya Miller to place a memorial bench in Brightbeck Park in memory of her neighbors, parents, Al and Pat Geppard. I did reach out to Tanya and, you know, asked, you know, if this was the location that, essentially if it was a necessary location, and she did indicate that the reason was, you know, overlooking the waterfront, sunsets, and we do have some available space in the new areas of the park, so she was not as concerned about exactly where the bench goes, but as long as it was overlooking the water. So she said she would be willing to work with the DPW for the best location. So, any questions or concerns? Okay, could I take a motion, please? Councilor Wilmot, Councilor DeMassey.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Councilor Gozick.
Yes.
Item number 6, Thomas Kells, Commissioner of Public Works and Park and Recreation, received a request from Rita Harrington to place an additional plaque on an existing memorial bench in Bright Park that honors her mother, Marie Harrington. Very straightforward, just adding another plaque to a bench. So, any questions or concerns? Okay, could I take a motion, please? Councilor DeMasi, Councilor Wilmot.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor DeMasi.
Yes.
Councilor Gozick.
Yes.
And we do have one add-on item. Mayor William J. Barlow Jr. requests use of public space for Jamie Lozinski of Save CNY to display positive messages and posters throughout Oswego on September 1st, recognizing World Suicide Prevention Day on September 10th. Ms. Lozinski?
Thank you guys so much. I'm representing Save Central New York, which is a mental health and suicide prevention organization. We are chartered right here in Oswego. Last year, for the first time, we did an inspirational project where, I don't know if you remember, but all of downtown and much of Bridge Street was inundated with motivational signs and messages just to bring a smile to someone's face and hopefully make their day a little bit better. And this year I'm very proud to welcome the Clubhouse, which is a youth-based organization in affiliation with the Farnham Family Services, and their youth actually have already designed the posters. There's about 50 to 75 posters that we'd like to hang on street signs, again in public space, again just to motivate the public to do good. So I'd like to welcome Casey.
Hi guys, I'm Casey Evans. I work for Farnham Family Services and implement evidence-based programming at the Clubhouse for our youth, and we've been creating posters for this in hopes that it would get approval, and our youth are pretty passionate about it, and they've chosen 4 of their posters that they would like to read for you to show their support.
Keep your face towards the sunshine and shadows will fall behind you. It's not about waiting for the storm to pass, but it's about learning to dance in the rain.
Don't worry, be happy, and you are important.
So we're asking for your permission to decorate the city with the posters. They will be, all of the supplies have already been purchased, and we would be removing them on September 16th, immediately following our 8th annual suicide prevention event.
Thank you very much. So this is recurring, same as last year? Thank you. Are there any questions? Councilor DeMasi.
I fully support it. It's amazing how inspirational and what it does, when, not only when they're out, but what Save in itself is all about. If you have a chance to go out there, incredible what they're doing for the community and everyone around us.
Excellent. Any questions or concerns from the public? Okay, I'll take a motion, please. Councilor Gozick and Councilor DeMasi.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor DeMasi.
Yes.
Councilor Gozick.
Yes.
Okay, is there any other business to come before this committee? Seeing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn. Councilor DeMasi, Councilor Wilmot.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor DeMasi.
Yes.
Councilor Gozick.
Yes.
Thank you.